very familiar face in Asian Sevens rugby. You already see physical confrontation that the Kazakhstan players love at the contact area. Looking after the ball well. Now is an opportunity, pushing the ball wide. They've got some pace if they can use it. Again, the physicality of Lucknow. Early ball, great ball out wide. To number 9, Sliminov. Again, good work in defence by Singapore to push and slide towards that far touchline and creating a mistake by Kazakhstan. So an opportunity after the opening minute without the ball for Singapore to secure possession at the set piece line out. Perhaps put Kazakhstan under pressure. Singapore having a big good series last year. Opening lineup of the opening tournament. Some confusion in the ranks, giving possession straight back to Kazakhstan, taking no time at all to go from the tap penalty. Pace and power back down, group number 1, and the opening score for Nazarbayev. Kazakhstan opening their score in the 2015 Asian 7 series. They're in Qingdao, the Sharks China Sevens. So the early score is Pool B opener, second men's game of the day. So conversion to come. Fine effort of just going wide. So score remaining at 5-0 to Kazakhstan. As we move to the 4th minute of the first half. This Pool B game. Nice to take by Singapore. Possession now turned over back to Kazakhstan. Group number 1 again. Fantastic pace and power. And a fine score for number 1. Saragaduba. Fine score. Some challenging surnames in the Kazakhstan team. Fine score. For Kazakhstan taking them out to 10-0 lead. With 4 minutes played. Lucknow attempting to add the extra points, and indeed he's added those extra points. So as we move towards the last few minutes of the first half, Kazakhstan lead. Singapore 12-0 in this Pool B match. Possession for Singapore to kick off, but again turning the ball over in a critical, vital position. Again, you can see the physicality of this Kazakhstan team, creating and really pushing Singapore guys and making them make the tackles and hits. And this is the real way in which Kazakhstan have played the game of sevens in Asia over the last few years, and indeed resulting in a fine try there for Lucknow. I mentioned him early in the game. Prominent player both in 15s and 7s over the last 4 or 5 years in Kazakhstan, both in the top flight in the 15-a-side game, but in the last few years has been a prominent member of this Kazakhstan team, and I actually gelled them together. And again here today, early signs are they will be a significant member of their squad throughout this weekend. So fine try for Kazakhstan, taking their lead out to 17-0 with a minute and a half left on the clock of this opening game in Pool B. Of course, Sri Lanka joining these two teams in this pool. Sri Lanka last season finishing the Asian 7 season 4th slot. A great year for those, so they're ranked 1 in this pool, so they'll be watching these two teams keenly, and we're going to see what they've got to do later in the day to secure the spot in the quarterfinals. Fine take off the kick-off again by Sri Lanka. Singapore just unable to get any possession at the moment, being put under enormous pressure by this robust and physical Kazakhstan team. And again, Singapore spent probably 6 minutes of the 6.5 minute first half without the ball. And, referee playing advantage here for offside the contact area. Kazakhstan spreading it nice and wide to number 1, and just a foot out to play there. Touch judge, they are right on the money, just saving Singapore just before, as we wind down the last 20 seconds of this first half. Could actually be a vital tackle in the corner, and Singapore, if they can survive this last 10 seconds. 17 points in a sevens match is when it can be turned around if they can gain a little bit of possession, but indeed they've got that one terribly long at the set piece, and I think opened up an opportunity here for Kazakhstan to add further points just before the hurter. We're down into overtime. This is the last play. The next stoppage will result in the final whistle, the whistle for the half-time break. And again, desperate defence by Singapore, but fantastic defence as well. And indeed, Tim Baker, conf referee, bringing a close to the first half. So in this Pool B match, Kazakhstan lead Singapore 17-0 at the half. So here we go, second half of this second game in the men's Asian 7 Series 2015 here in China, Qingdao. Kazakhstan to kick off against Singapore, fine kick off and retained. A great positional play by Singapore, bundled into touch by Kazakhstan, so Kazakhstan will have the feed this line out, giving them early possession. They taking a 17-0 lead into the second half of this opening match for them in Pool B, where they are joined by Sri Lanka. An overthrow there by Kazakhstan, giving early possession to Singapore, and what a fantastic outside break there, showing pace. It's the first little bit of possession that Singapore have got, and what a fantastic play by Lang T. Fantastic outside break, and very quickly in this opening minute, turning 17 in the lead into what could be now an interesting 6 minutes. So that's what Singapore needed, an early score in this game. They played probably 6.5 minutes of the first half without the ball. A little bit of possession, albeit from a poor line-out throw from Kazakhstan, so managing to benefit from a mistake early in the second half from the Kazakhstan team. But has made this game very, very interesting. 10-point game, 6 minutes to go of the second half. Kick off a little bit deep, giving easy possession to the Kazakhstan team, but Singapore working hard now to get the ball back. They need the ball back in hand. And indeed, a little bit of pressure. Kazakhstan liking to play that short side, liking to play the direct route, but often needing really to exploit some space and cutting back down and forcing the error over in the wide channel. So again, great opportunity here early in the second half for Singapore. Head and ball just on the edge of the 22, Kazakhstan 22. Number 9, Mohamed Hossein to feed to Singapore. Lovely clean ball. Mini ball, pushing it out wide. Set play. Playing back into the traffic, the best physical defence of the Kazakhstan team down the blind side and creating a space. Not something that, again, Singapore needed, but an early possession, lovely distribution. Just not controlling the ball, Singapore, so now giving Kazakhstan a period of the game where they can settle things down and start to build on their 10-point lead. Alakno slowing things down, sensible stuff.
11-1.
Just controlling, this is what they've lacked in previous years, a little bit of control and a little bit of common sense when they are leading. So making three substitutions now, fresh legs on for Kazakhstan with 3 minutes 40 left on the clock, the second half. Problems at the last lineup, but no messing this time. Lovely clean ball, and decided to opt for that classic sevens option of the driving line out. Certainly at that stage well read against the smaller Singaporean team. Fantastic, transferred right off the top flight Kazakhstan 15-a-side pitch. Your classic 5-man driving line out, 7 meters out. And resulting in a fine score for them as we move towards the last 3 minutes of the game. Kazakhstan extending their lead. Conversion unsuccessful, but extending their lead to a 22-7. Deficit. Just when we thought Singapore were coming back into this game, few errors, few mistakes, Kazakhstan pressurising the ball, creating an opportunity for the line-up in the corner, forcing the penalty, and now pushing out to a 22-7 lead over Singapore. Good kick-off, left by everyone involved, so one bouncing into touch, so Singapore opportunity to feed this line-up and secure some well-required, well-needed possession. Spent huge amount of time without the ball in this game. Great take with the line out. Kazakhstan, never back down route one. Kazakhstan playing the ball carrier under enormous pressure. Fantastic to see. An opportunity though. Singapore retaining possession. Now an opportunity to push the ball wide, but it's a little snipe down the blind side. Fortuitous bounce there, and Again a fortuitous bounce, but great work by Kazakhstan. Great cover, showing a lot of pride in defending their line. Great work by Brazdov, chasing back into the far corner and making a vital tackle, preventing Singapore from getting their second score of the game. All substitutions as we move into towards the last minute of this Pool B clash. The Asian Men's 7 Series, including Chuntao. So Kazakhstan to feed liner just on their own 5 metre. Fine take and rumbling it up, keeping it tight, making the Singaporean team fight for everything, fight for possession. Really, this kind of physicality is difficult in itself in this game when you have so much space to be able to defend and physically be manhandled with the power and pace that the Kazakhstan team possess. Great continuity. Singapore not giving up. And indeed creating a mistake. Early ball, need to push it to the wide open spaces. Early release now required out into the space to some gas and some pace. Nice little step by Singapore. Great cleaning out. Tim Baker awarding a penalty just outside the Singapore. There's an opportunity now with some tired big fellas out on the wing of the Kazakhstan team. Giving the speed still now the Singapore guy. But unfortunately. And indeed, Tim Baker brings the conclusion to the game. Scrappy game. Singapore not really ever establishing any kind of possession to threaten the Kazakhstan team. Very physical game. And indeed, Kazakhstan running out winners 22-7 against a very skillful Singapore team. So next up, fantastic mouth-watering game between our hosts, the hometown favourites China, and current gold medalists, Asian Games gold medalists, Japan. So it'll be a great game, and it'll be interesting to see where these two teams are within their preparation as we build towards a fantastic climax to this season, certainly, or to this year, which is the Olympic qualifying Asian event in Hong Kong in early November. But